So I help businesses get recommended by large language models primarily by creating a large amount of content. And one question that naturally comes up a lot is there any point in making content when AI is going to start pumping out a ton of content? And my answer is unequivocally yes. I really think it's the best time to be creating content. So I'd like to explain why. The fear, of course, is that your content is going to be lost in an ocean of content created by AI. The primary reason this isn't the case is that the algorithms are getting better and better at surfacing high quality content. Now, a lot of people will scoff at that. There surely is a lot of low quality content that surfaces. And there are things you can do to optimize or even trick the algorithms into surfacing your content. But it's getting harder to trick the algorithms. And there's a reason we're spending more and more time on TikTok. And there's a reason that Google search traffic hasn't gone down, even as more and more people are using large language models. Then you might wonder, if we're talking about creating high quality content, isn't that going to take a lot of time and effort? How are we going to compete against people who are using AI? And that's what I think people have been slow to realize. You can create high quality content quickly using AI. Let's consider what makes AI slop. I think there are two factors. One is that it's generic, right? It's just the average of everything that already exists online. And the other is that it makes mistakes. It hallucinates. So to solve the first problem, you need to start with some kind of novel input. If you're a business owner, you're the expert in something, and you likely already have a lot of data or some kind of internal knowledge base. The input we use are these videos that I record while walking my dog, or more often, the transcripts from these videos. But one of the first things we do in working with clients is identify that input and gather everything we can. We're gathering case studies, anything you've written in the past, any kind of knowledge base. And we're also going to interview you to get all the information we can. What's so amazing about AI right now is that when you set up the workflow right, you can take a little bit of your expertise and knowledge and create hundreds of pieces of high quality content. I mean, like the kind of content that people are really excited to find. This video is edited with AI. It's also been turned into a blog post, social media posts. It's also quickly becoming much easier to create videos and images from text content. Just today, Google announced Nano Banana Pro, which is a better version of their already best-in-class image generation model. It looks like it's going to be amazingly good at text content, infographics, presentations. And I did another video about their video overviews in Notebook LM. They can take anything you've written and make it into a pretty good video. And I imagine it's going to get a lot better in the next year. And to address the second factor that creates AI slop, you just need a good workflow with a human in the loop. Maybe eventually it'll make sense to automate this entirely, but I don't think it does today. And so yes, the world is about to be filled with AI content, much more so than it already is today. And when people go to a large language model to ask for recommendations, which they surely will, that large language model is going to be sifting through all that content, or at least the content that's high enough quality to be surfaced. So my advice is to start thinking about how you can make sure more of that content recommends you than your competitors.